RUDA agenda on the modern education. RUDA is our Rwanda Revolutionary United Democratic Advances for 200 good many causes and 2,000 good many causes on Africa, and extra 20,000 good many causes on the whole Africa and the entire world in general. Therefore, education must be in the lineage of general knowledge acquisition. General knowledge is the education offering to a group of related occupations in a broad scheme of the labor market. Therefore, learning must be a social process, not a political one. We must have competence in education based on education and it's meaningful. Best education is lifelong learning in order to have the better starting. The initial education must be in the line of giving the younger ones the entry to the labor market of the whole future of the human being in nature. Therefore, learning is the creation of long-term changes in knowledge of human beings' attitudes and skills. Therefore, human education must be of high quality and quantity. Basing on qualitative entrepreneur in education. The best entrepreneur in RUDA is our farm agenda. Entrepreneurship is an action of constituting a new organization in creation of an enterprise. It is a difficult activity and many of its creations result in failure. Is activity creates many employments, but through sweatings. An entrepreneur creates business, searching for opportunities. Here I mean the golden ones. Taking risks in all, in 24/7. Translating ideas into pragmatical practice. The entrepreneur therefore has a very big role in business making. The entrepreneur is the person who takes risks of creating an enterprise by implementing different production and productional factors in order to produce and sell goods and services, in other words, general commodities at the market. And the market is a place where buyers and sellers meet to exchange their commodities. And the commodity is the combination of goods and services. Therefore, we have to make the successful markets in Rwanda, East Africa, Africa, and the entire world due to good production. Production is the creation of goods and services of high quality, medium quality, and quality of less extent. Therefore, producers must think of how to widen their local markets to the world-wide markets in all broad day times and nights in 24/7 in order to make their capital accumulation is, profit maximization is, and industrializing our Rwanda and Africa at large. Therefore, planning must be the first priority. Is the setting of objectives. Is the systematic planning and control of the project. Is the competitive target and agenda of the project. Is being flexible in all styles of business making and creation. Planning also takes time consciously. In order to raise the greatest output thoroughly throughout the year. To produce high quality and quantities to satisfy the internal markets and external ones. This is the Rwanda President BARAFINDA Fred setting the proper organization and proper orderliness to be confirmed by everyone whose heart desires. Authority. The good general characteristic of good entrepreneur in this world must be being energetic to operate, coordinate, organizing all the business affairs in 24/7, be it in business creation or trading affairs, in order to be very successful in all as planned whatsoever, aiming to create high production. So the entrepreneur authority must be very energetic and very giant at all levels. Must be having self-confidence and self-determination in all cases. In 24/7 in its working operations and coordination is concerned. All aiming to bring about high production of high quality, to compete out as a producers on international markets. Therefore, entrepreneurs authority must also consider perseverance and persuasion in the business affairs. For better customer care promotion and considering all factors to be very responsible to promote all aids to trade and plus FOPs. Here, when I talk of FOPs, I mean all factors of production. Therefore, the successful entrepreneur must have the strongest profile of that kind, and we shall call him or her the good or better or the best entrepreneur in Rwanda, basing here in Rwanda, East Africa, USA too, United States of Africa, or our entire world. The main agenda of Rwanda to teach people to become the best entrepreneur and the worldwide investor must also have the best features here. He must be good innovator with good innovation. Successful entrepreneur must be very steady and stable, having initiative, ideas. When I talk of ideas, I mean positive ideologies and fighting his negative ideas. These are areas of weaknesses in business creation and in every section of life of the business. Therefore, innovation in a business must be very independent to think country-wide, regional-wide, continent-wide, or world-wide, in order to think of new innovations, of new technical know-how to make qualitative and large quantities of your production in order to satisfy the world markets in the world of high competition or a competitive world of intellectuals in this 21st century. So the leaders, both sexes, male and females, are wishing you to be very successful because they are his and yours also considering these ones to be their action plans wherever they are, and they are very pragmatical. You, the non-leaders, better join the race into this Rwanda business in order to operate comprehensively, to have good innovation in business. You have also to be problem solver and solving problems as soon as you anticipate them to result. You have to have the master key and the master key planning of high Q to think soberly, safe and soundly ever in order to accelerate and motivate and innovate your business to be successful in the whole country, Rwanda, the region of ours, East African community and plus. Then the target is to make our successful USA too, the United States of Africa too, to become the world trading center empire, because Africa never moved from its origin since creation, while other continents are very mobile. So Africa is steady and it must be also steady economically to boost all economic businesses in trading affairs and business creation and work in 24/7 industriously. Risk takers, in order to be very innovative, you must be very risk taker and consider all FOBs. Here I mean factors of production is to be their risk taker, manage them, protect your levels of profits and levels of losses, and you have to try at all levels in all affairs, because trying is better than. Never fail to try. You just try and fail, then we shall provide new learning technicalities and mechanisms and new philosophies in successful trading businesses and business styles in all circles of daily commodity creation, because life is a process to continue. We have also to continue thinking beyond money's IQ. In order to be very innovative, innovation must be the human reality. Every entrepreneur, being the risk taker, must also have maximum love of work. You have to love your work, and your work will love you. Then the serious and constant joint in all operations in business creation and maintenance, in order to maximize high production qualitatively and quantitatively. Therefore, you will win the markets of his and yon globally without any difficulties and without consumers' hesitations. Therefore, this is the Rwanda president basing here in my countrywide sanctum, dealing with the features characterizing the successful entrepreneur, or the failures. But our target here is to aim how to become the successful ones in Rwanda, countrywide, continent-wide, and the entire world. Therefore, the major among others in the characteristics of successful entrepreneur must be very persuasive and pursuing objectives of all angles globally. The major objective of the successful entrepreneur in pursuing is the golden opportunity. You have to be very opportunist of high level to target all the markets, the production of diversities, and to become market creator, because market is a place where buyers and sellers meet to exchange their goods and services on certain levels of prices due to the costs incurred in purchasing FOPs. Here I mean factors of production. In putting or under your consideration is you determine the price, or the forces of consumers can also determine the price. As market price is determined by the forces of demanders and suppliers as well. So opportunists must also play their key role as persuasive objective also in business creation and as far as business affairs, to search of information in order pursuing your objective in the business, confirmation and boosting and maximizing constant supply of your services or goods to construct your successful market and the permanent ones. If you get variety of them from here and yon globally, therefore you will have pursued your objective. Pursuing objective also be achieved by having persistence and determination in whatever you are doing as far as business is concerned, targeting to increase your FOPs, factors of production, and expand your world markets after informing them about the presence of your commodities in general. You have to persist and determine to make worldwide research of the presence of markets, getting information of the customers' likes and dislikes. That one will be their golden opportunities, will lead you to maximize the constant world markets. Hence, you rulers, under this peaceful business creation, to maximize it in Rwanda, our mother country, the country of 1,000 hills. This one will be an unforgettable one globally. Therefore, it will be the pragmatical educational unity for the future generations and the current younger ones. So, the main pursuing objective in business creation is a commitment. If you rulers, young and the old, both sexes, if you are very committed due to your serious commitment in all in 24/7, you will make successful businesses In the lineage of increasing goods and services to the world markets, after researching where they are or the world presence of those active markets. Therefore, if they are not there, make sure that you create the market environments. The consumers will get information about your market presence and will participate, and the turnover shall become the first among others ever existed globally. Pursuing the objective of a good entrepreneur must be of perseverance. Perseverance, you have to persevere whatever case. The customers have different behaviors. You have to manage them and persevere in business conducting, cultures and discipline, consumers' tastes, maximizing diversity in goods and services to progress their advantages or chances in having different choices of their own. Therefore, perseverance is very important. Gives care to your customers of different tastes and varieties. That one shall promote your business affairs in the long run without any economic stumbling blocks. Even you will manage to export due to high and over excess production. After increasing values in quality and quantities in abundance. Because perseverance is highly needed everywhere in all kinds and levels of your consumers, wherever you shall be presenting your commodities globally. Creativeness and originality. That one pursuing the serious objective in business making. You have to be very creative in designing your commodities, attracting and creating constant friendship in daily contacts or contacting and progressing your conducts of high caliber to your customers of near and far because of your creativity in good making or commodity creation. of different designs and fashions of many kinds of all styles in order to attract the consumers of his and yon, and your commodity service must be impressing your customers to maximize customer care. And you have also to make original commodities constantly and never to change the tastes and preferences due to your customers' choices and customers' decision of diversities. If you maximize the originality of your commodity, this one shall maintain the constant market maximization and profit maximization and production maximization, because of the constant and progressing demands of near and far away. Therefore, the good and qualitative profile of a good entrepreneur must be of the priority of major four or major characteristics of good entrepreneur in the lineage of entrepreneurship: business creation, in ways and styles of making successful business, in all opportunities of business creation and promotion. For instance, a farm here I mean of cultivation and layering. We have a farm of a small processing unit. We have also plant. We have factories. We have industries of different varieties. Processing and producing different goods and services according to the world market's demands. Fruit trees growing is highly demanded. Trees planting hither and yon is also demanded. Apiculture must be practiced. Poultry rearing must be practiced hither and yon. Viticulture must be practiced. So, business is done here and there, but also you must put under your consideration is to protect the environment. Natural environment must be protected whatsoever, because is being polluted every day time because of the increment of these industries, factories. They emit gases. For example, here, carbon dioxide, smoke, sulfur dioxide, industrial wastes. All of these are sources of air pollution here and yon globally. They have increased the global climatic change negatively. So we need to bring and create and forge the world proper climatic change positively. To change the bad into good in order to avoid this constant air pollution that has affected the whole world people's lungs, skins, internal organs, and the external ones of human beings. So God may laugh at us because of low thinking capacity, and moreover gave us everything of high level and good quality to think and rethink many times to protect our environment, because protecting our environment, trees, rivers, and their root systems, we shall have protected our human lungs. All of those leaves are human lungs. They release oxygen for human consumption, and when they reach at night, they also consume oxygen as well. That's why I can also advise world people never to keep leaves and flowers. Here I mean fresh leaves and flowers, the natural ones, in your houses during night hours or night periods. Never. They will compete you to consume oxygen overwhelmingly, and you will fall sick in that competence. Therefore, you have to keep them every evening out of your living rooms and living house. Keep them outside, then bring them in the morning hours in order to save the air and correct the pure oxygen that is demanded by lungs to breathe in and release excess carbon dioxide for the growth of plants and crops during the hours in the broad daytime for their constant consumption. Air pollution has consequences on the life of humans, animals, and plants. So when plants reach at night hours, they start to consume oxygen as human beings. But during daytime, they consume carbon dioxide. Therefore, man or a human being is constantly consuming oxygen. When you change or the environment changes to be polluted by only carbon dioxide, and you happen to breathe in carbon dioxide, that's your end of life. Automatically death, and this death must be the natural death. You will never resurrect because you polluted the environment. I mean human beings. You yourselves, you polluted the environment because your environment is your surrounding. Your surrounding is being polluted. Environment is the study of our surroundings. So we have to make better studies about our surroundings and the way how we can safeguard them. Because environment is the area in which something exists or lives. This environment is also a set of natural, physical, chemical, biological, and social-cultural conditions that can act on living organisms and human activities as well. Therefore, we need to work in a pollutive environment and as highly educated human beings with knowledge different from other animals globally. In order to protect ourselves, the old and younger ones, both sexes, and protect other living things, because we kill them for no good reason and they die innocently. So that one may be the serious case to be answered before God. Thank you very much indeed, all my world people, about the business creation and in our better surrounding or a better environment. Protecting our environment shall lead us to make successful business, to earn constant living ever and ever. Then God shall find us there when he comes with the Jesus Christ and the Nabi Muhammad and the Buddha. So all of you globally call me the world professors Barafinda Search for Freight at plus 250 78 34 28 622. You can as well visit us on our web page at www.ruda.tk. This is the Ruda president, Ruda founder, Ruda legal representative in internal affairs and external affairs. Therefore, I'm wishing you the best time among others, and I am wishing you the successful business of all kinds of your different tastes and preferences, maximizing Forbes his and yon Here I mean factors of production of different types to make successful trading businesses, and plus to protect environment, because all plants are our lungs to earn a living constantly. This is the Rwanda President. I thank you and greet you, and I'm saying farewell, all my world people, and so long, hither and yon, wherever you are.